This is my July update on my 112 gallon average reef. This month there hasn't really been a lot of change. I've just added one new coral. I'm making a few minor adjustments, and overall things are going pretty well. Pretty much all the corals are growing. I'm just having issues with one single piece. Otherwise, things are pretty good. The one new piece are these pink pallies you can barely see. They're a little bit different than what I have in the tank. My one local reefer friend had these and she wanted to get rid of them, so I figured I'll take them off her hands. They do fill an empty spot on the rock, even if they're not exactly a showpiece coral. These guys continue to spawn monthly, and when they're not spawning, they're beating the hell out of each other. Over here I'm going to have to cut some of this back, give the Passilopora more room to grow. It's really the only SPS I have that grows like crazy, despite the fact it's surrounded by these soft corals. The acros are starting to poke through, that you can actually see them looking at the tank from the front. They're still growing pretty slow, so I'm going to try a few things like running more carbon, potentially adding more flow, and as a last resort I would consider adding more lighting in the future. Every time I'm photographing or videoing my tank, I always try and include a shot of my rhizo. It's always looking great. I love this giant polyp. My Pectinia is also doing well. You can see now that new mouths are very visible on the front. Hopefully it will continue to grow. I mentioned there's one piece not doing well. It's this Monty cap. It doesn't get a lot of light. It gets stung by the coral behind it, and the hawkfish is constantly perching. Fortunately, I have broken it before, so I'll just add a new frag of it into the tank. My Montipora setosa, on the other hand, is doing great and is already encrusting, so the problem is not Monty specific. I'm going to start scraping these clove polyps off here. This is where I plan on putting the other cap. I actually have a couple other small cap frags that I would like to add to of different colors. You can see there are some hydroids here, and this may be a concern to people watching. They are annoying, but I have had this rock like 13 years and they've never spread like crazy in that time. My branching Cyphastria is one of my absolute favorite pieces, and it's encrusting well. I can't wait to see this as a full-size colony. I love the coloration. I love that it looks like it's an acro, but it's not. And you can actually feed it semi-big pieces of food. This whole side of the tank I like with these low-light encrusting corals. My blue lepto is really taking off, and the pink one is starting to encrust too. I'd love to add a few more leptos to my collection. I'd also like to add some more flower pots. This red Goniopora is also doing great. There's a little bit of room behind it for a few more. It's been another good month for the sponge. It has good months and bad. I don't know why. Sometimes it grows, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it dies back. The Cyphastrias here are also doing great in their low light corners. I'm considering adding more flow, but as you can see, there's quite a big wave going across the tank. The power head was tilted a little bit up after cleaning. Normally that wave is not that visible, but there is a lot of flow in the tank. That's about it for this month. Even though there's nothing drastically changed, there certainly are changes, as there are every single month. Something is going to grow, something is going to change. I think monthly is about the best way to document the changes in your reef tank. They're fun to watch, and they're fun to look back and see what has changed too. Thanks for watching, and happy reefing.